Guys, this is Spartan. Um, Today I'm going to be doing continuation WWE 2K23, as well as I'm going to go over my thoughts on last night's WrestleMania. But as you can see here, I am in my faction because we had a new locker code drop the other night. Now this code is only good till April 5th. So if you're seeing this, get on there quick, get this cashed in. 2K23 Mania. Let's see if I can get it cashed in. Yep. And so with this locker room code, you're getting a... Let's see what we got here. Okay, so you were supposed to get a WrestleMania Deluxe pack, 2 Superstar Series basic packs, and 3,000 MFP. So I got my 3,000. All right, let's go open my packs. All right, so there's that. There's the base pack, which we're going to open. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal all. Okay, no dupes. Oh, look, I got Dakota Kai. Okay. All right, I'm going to open that one up. I'm going to reveal that. Okay. So I had a duplicate there. All right, so now we're going to open up the series of the 39 Deluxe pack. Let's see who we get. I got Dewdrop. So. All right, let's go take a look at this and let's just see what we got here. Do I have anything to... Pack odds. Let's take a look. Okay, pack odds. Superstar cards. There we go. Cody 79. Really? That's Seth 79. Just I know it's early in the game, but some of these are just like blatant disrespect. Like, come on. Yep, I'm gonna leave my faction. All right, so now we're gonna go to myrise. All right. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? Drew McIntyre. All right, let's go with Drew first.
Well, if it isn't the most controversial man in wrestling. You're not following me now, are ya?
I could say the same to you. Shouldn't your boot be making contact with someone's face right about now?
Claymore's taking a little break to recharge. I'm heading home for a few weeks to see my family.
I'm actually heading the same way.
Hardly with the similarities between us end. I respect you're doing things on your own terms. I've been there. But if you want to be the top dog, you're gonna have to come back to WWE to face the best. Are you ready?
The better question, is WWE ready for me?
I knew I liked you, mate. You said you're heading my way. How about a sparring session when we get there? I'm sure we could both learn a thing or two from each other.
Count me in. British rules? I want to give you a fighting chance.
British rules? No problem. That's just my kind of match.
See here. All right. So we're going to start with the first match of the night, Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Now, I didn't watch. I left watching WWE around the time of the invasion angle. Kind of lost interest. So I didn't catch most of the Ruthless Aggression. I didn't catch most of Lesnar's Rise and Fall. I'm probably about 3 years back into wrestling. But, I mean, I know of Brock Lesnar. I know that he's, like, the one to bet on himself and, you know, you need me type thing. You know, goes, wins world titles, like, I'm bored, and then goes to UFC, wins the world title. We know how impressive, how strong that man is. But to see Brock Lesnar get physically dominated almost the entire match, and then not only that, but having trouble to do the F5 on Omos, you know, and then to just have such a cheap win like that, just one F5 and Omos 1, 2, 3. I think that was the wrong decision. I think Brock should have let Omos win. I think he should have gave that one to Omos, let Omos finish him. Omos was already dominating, and that's the thing, you know. You learn more from a loss than you do a win at any time. But, you know, I don't know if Omos lost anything other than it's a continuation of, you know, you want us to like him, but then you keep doing this crap to him, you know. So, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Omos. You know, I wasn't a big fan when he was with AJ. You know, but watching that match and just watching how he manhandles Brock, you know, wrong decision was made in that match, I think. But again, that's my opinion. I'm gonna stick to it. The next match was that Fatal 4-Way women's tag team match, which was just a bunch of mixed match tag teams minus Shayna and Ronda, who have history together, you know, and basically it was just a showcase to make Shayna and Ronda look good so they can go after the tag team titles, and it'll justify Shayna and Ronda beating Lita and Becky Lynch, probably two of the best female wrestlers of all time. So, I don't know. I didn't watch much of that match because I wasn't looking forward to it. That was actually the match that I chose to use to go to the restroom on. But what I did saw, it was what I predicted. You know, it was Shayna and Ronda, you know, there to just dominate. Which, you know, most of the time, Ronda didn't do much. Shayna did all the work. So take that how you feel. I mean, that could have gone without that match. Next was probably the best match of the night in the triple threat with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Gunther. Now, I'm one-sided because I did think Sheamus should have won that, just to give him the Intercontinental one time so he could have said he's won all the titles in WWE. Either way, I do like Gunther. I like what they're doing. I like the push he's getting. I like what the future is going to hold for Gunther. Oh gosh. So, I think Gunther could have been the next opponent for the world title, and I guess you could have seen a foreshadowing a bit there. They're not going to have Gunther go after the world title while he's still holding the IC title, you know. So we'll see what happens going forward. I don't know who they could. I mean, there's a lot of people they could call up. There's a lot they could do to keep Gunther in, and maybe Gunther drops the title at SummerSlam, and we see a slow build to Mania with possibly him winning the Rumble. So we'll see.
That's it. Bring it.
Raw Women's Championship match. Wrong decision. I like Bianca. Bianca is a great talent. It's time for her to move on to the next chapter, whether she goes back after the SmackDown title, she goes, she continues going after the Raw, or she teams up with somebody, goes after tag team titles. But who is left? She's beaten everybody. Like, you're going to have to push somebody in NXT to come up and beat her. I mean, granted, yeah, we have Raquel and everything, but they're still building them. So Asuka should have won. That should have been Asuka's match. It was a great match altogether. It was a good story. Wrong decision. And I know I may get some hate for that. Again, I say I love Asuka. I love what they're doing with her. I love her attitude, but it's time. It's time for the next chapter, in my opinion. So, Shane McMahon. When Shane McMahon came out, I was.
Are you on vacation
on a
from
second.
WWE too? Oops. Sorry, awkward. Totally forgot. Wait, are you traveling to make it to the LAW show tonight? Joaquin Wild told me he's on it, and his opponent pulled out last minute. It'd be pretty bold to fill in and take a last-minute flight. You're going to be so tired, and you already look pretty exhausted. No offense.
Okay, so Shane McMahon making an appearance at WrestleMania. No, you had Bobby Lashley come out and just smile. You know, what happened to the feud with The Fiend? What's going on there? You know, LA Knight, who I'm not a fan of LA Knight. I like his body of work. I like, you know, he's great on the mic. I know he's one of those ones that he's had a long career before in WWE, and this is his, you know, his last ditch, you know, to get some, you know, get a few paydays in. Okay, LA Knight should have been on that card. It should have been LA Knight instead of Shane. You know, that would have been a fun one right there. Shane just to come out to get himself hurt, which he's injury prone to begin with. Shane should not have been brought back after the Rumble situation last year. That, hands down. Like, Shane needs to go away. You know, the same way when Vince's contract is up after this sale, Vince needs to go away. You know, and let it be run by people who are keeping up with the times. So, kudos to Snoop and Miz for saving that. That was a nice move, but Shane should not have been at Mania. I'm sorry. The main event. Oh wait, no, hold on. We got one more. Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor. Wrong decision. Why did you bring the Demon back for him to lose again? You fed him to the Tribal Chief, and you had a BS botch against Roman, and then you feed him to Edge and Hell in the Cell. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why? You know, this is Edge's on his last leg. This is Edge's chance to start putting some younger talent over, to pass on, you know, what he's earned. You know, he's earned that clout. It's time for him to start passing that clout on. You know, and don't get me wrong, Finn was fantastic. You know, like, it was a fantastic match. It was fun to watch. It was carnage everywhere. I mean, if you're a fan of old style WWE, WCW, that was the match for you. But wrong decision on the winner. Edge should have done it, you know. So, but still, again, these are all my opinions. Now, the main event. Now, let's go, again, there was some foreshadowing on a lot of stuff. You know, the Solo Sikoa match on Monday night. When Cody ended Solo's streak clean, that should have been a sign to everybody that Cody wasn't winning last night. You know, it seems to be a thing that WWE does. You know, one of the two shows before a big pay-per-view, before a big match, they're going to do something to give the losing talent of the pay-per-view a big win, just so they try to save face. And that's exactly what they did, you know. While Cody did not take the title, Cody took Solo's streak. You know, but that's not, you know, Cody was on a hot streak, and don't get me wrong, I don't think this is by far done. But last night, you could not have had a better opportunity to cash in on, you know, a huge, you know, fan favorite other than Sammy back at the Elimination Chamber. You know, you had two opportunities in the same year for lightning in a bottle, and the WWE fumbled it, in a better sense of the term. it just didn't make any sense. Now I know what's going to happen is, what I foresee happening is it's going to be, a rematch. If Roman drops it this year, it's going to be at SummerSlam. But that's what I think. If Roman doesn't drop at SummerSlam, it's not being dropped till Mania, and it's probably, everybody's calling for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins just kind of laying in the wings. Seth is the only one to beat Roman technically, because he beat him by DQ at the Rumble, not this past the Rumble, but the Rumble before. So, but last night's match was, it's the same story every time he has a hard challenger. The ref gets knocked out, the Usos come in, and now Solo comes in and saves the day. Roman, great match, great spots all over the place, Roman, but it's showing that when the going gets tough, Roman gets going, because Roman can't handle it on his own. He can't do it without the bloodline. So, I don't know. We'll see more tonight on Raw. I think this is setting up a feud to extend to SummerSlam. But we'll see. I don't know. Overall, I'll give the night a B. There was a lot of great spots. Night 1 overshadowed everything. There were a few wrong decisions on night 1, but night 2, it seemed like, I saw somebody earlier on TikTok say it looked like night 2 was written by, saw night 1 and completely rewrote the script. I know these were locked in weeks ahead of time, but still, I don't know. And I made a comment earlier today on Twitter. Hold on.
There's an indie wrestler who works airport security as his day job. He keeps randomly checking my luggage because he thinks he can annoy me into using my connections to get him a high-profile match. Problem is, he's right. Can you please give him a match so he'll stop pulling me for screening? Feel free to really let loose on this jerk.
Okay, so I made a comment earlier on Twitter. The problem with a lot of us is, we've gotten so used to the short-term storytelling, the short-term feuds, build this feud up and then get to the premium live event and it ends, probably the longest storytelling we got before Triple H officially took back over as creative was the Cody Rollins feud from Mania, Backlash, Hell in the Cell. That was a 3-month story. And I think that's what Triple H is wanting to get back to. Yeah, you're going to have those many short feuds in there, which is to fill out the events, fill out the shows. But the overall big stories are going to take 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And you're going to have multiple working parts to get in there. So, you got to go back to the old, WWE 90s, all the shenanigans with Degeneration X, how long that lasted, the Shawn Michaels Stone Cold feud, all the feuds, in the Ruthless Aggression. I mean, go back and watch old WCW, the Starrcade debacle, that lasted 3 months, so I am a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling entertainment fan. I mean, I watch it all. I watch AEW. I watch WWE. I watch Impact. I keep an eye on some of the other indie shows. Ring of Honor. I really started to like Ring of Honor before they folded. I like what Tony Khan's doing with Ring of Honor. And I hope I don't get in trouble for mentioning these other shows while I'm playing a WWE licensed game, but the long-term storytelling, the best way to describe this is a male soap opera. Go and watch, your mom or your grandma's old soap operas you know, in the afternoon and just look at all the different cogs going in place and the stories and everything. And I think that's what Triple H is trying to go through, is he wants that long-term storytelling. You know, he doesn't want like every story to be a long-term story, but the big ones, like what we've got with the, whoops, I can't even pay attention. Like what we've got with the Bloodline, you know, with Kevin and Sammy, with, you know, Roman and Cody, you know. You know, it's gonna pay off. And yes, you know, they missed lightning in the bottle twice in the same year. You know, you may never have that again. So, but I like Triple H. I loved what he did, you know, when he took over at SummerSlam. I love all that he's done of late. I know, you know, the comment, you know, well, the story's not done here at the WWE, you know, this is just the first chapter. Yeah, that's a BS comment to get out, you know, of, you know, answering why he decided to do what he did. Okay? You know, I think, you know, he wants to split the titles. To be honest with you, I think the best way to do that is either to do a ladder match, hang the two titles up there. The first one to grab one is the world title. The first one to grab the other is the Universal. Whatever, because he doesn't like the Universal title. He wants to get rid of it. Or do a triple threat match, and you know, the first pin gets one title, the second pin gets the other, you know, or even a fatal four-way. You don't want Roman to look weak, so fatal four-way, fatal five-way, whatever, and put some people in there that are going to get pinned just to get the belts off Roman and not make him look weak. You know, maybe he got distracted or maybe something happened and he wasn't in, you know, what they did with Bobby Lashley last year at the Chamber. You know, Bobby wasn't out of concussion protocol at the Chamber, was what I read. You know, and so what did they do? They put him in the Chamber, but they found a way to get him out of there without making him look weak. So, you know, and then had Lesnar dominate for the whole dang thing. So, I trust the process. I trust what Triple H is doing. I'm excited for Raw. I'm excited for SmackDown. I'm even excited for NXT. You know, I loved Stand and Deliver. Stand and Deliver was fantastic. You know, new women's champion, new NXT champion. Braun Breaker's either going to be on Raw or SmackDown this week. I promise. You know, that was him passing push to Carmelo. Carmelo won't be too far behind. These guys have been holding it down there for 18 months. You know, they're coming up. You know, so they've got to find somebody quick to take their spot. I think Wes Lee would be a great NXT champion. You know, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun story to watch unfold over the next year, because guess what? You know, this is the end of the season. You know, now we start the next season of WWE. So, I was kind of bummed that no future stories were foreshadowed, more or less. That being said, again, it was the end of the season. You know, let's see what he's got. Okay, hold on. Let's take out of this. I mean, it is the end of a season. You know, so, you know, it's just like with football when the Super Bowl ends. You don't have anything on the horizon. So, let's see here. What do I want? Let's do some on... Nope. Resilience. There we go. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Alright, let's go to Chosen, see what he has to allow.
Chosen? What are you doing here?
The VIP...
Sorry to hear about your lounge issue, but I meant, what are you doing here at the airport?
Oh, I've been on the road promoting Pro Wrestling Japan's upcoming Apex tournament. It's going to be the biggest one ever. For the first time, It's going to include WWE superstars who previously competed in Japan. And me, of course.
Interesting. You know, I'm on a bit of a comeback tour myself, and I'm a former WWE superstar who previously competed in Japan. Are there any spots left in the tournament?
You're still wrestling? I thought you walked here at the airport now. I was going to see if you could get that pipe fixed for me. You look like a plumber.
No, I'm wrestling, and I'd love to get in the tournament if you can pull some strings.
There is one spot left. I can get you in a qualifying match if you do something for me first.
This better not be about the broken pipe.
I need you to say Chosen is the greatest wrestler in the world. Even better than the so-called Lock. Do that, and you will have the last spot in the Apex tournament.
My desire to be in this tournament slightly outweighs my pride and dignity. I'll do it.
Great. Whenever you're ready.
Chosen is the greatest wrestler in the world. He is better than I ever was or ever will be.
Say something else. And act like you mean it.
Every wrestler on the planet should retire immediately because no one will ever compare to Chosen. We good now?
Almost. Explain what will happen if you face Chosen in the Apex tournament. You know, just for my own self-confidence.
Okay. If I'm unlucky enough to face Chosen, he will easily defeat me in mere seconds. Again, Chosen is the best. Okay, I'm done.
Great! My social account's been on fire lately. But this is going to put it over the top. My fans, the Chosen ones, are going to love hearing you say all that.
What do you mean?
Oh, that wasn't just for my self-confidence. I recorded what you said on my phone so I could post it. The entire world needs to hear you say Chosen is the greatest.
You're actually the worst.
Sorry, I already stopped recording. Can't take back what you said. Good luck in the qualifying match. Don't blow it.
Of course, El Generico. Got him.
The Apex tournament is finally here. How are you feeling?
A bit jet lagged from the flight, but I'm sure once the bell rings, the adrenaline will take over and I'll be fine.
Why is this tournament so important to you?
This is a high-profile event where a successful showing would go a long way to rebuild my image. And of course, I wouldn't mind beating a few current WWE superstars in the process.
Got it. So this is the part where you explain the format of the tournament.
You really need to start doing your research. The tournament's participants are split into two groups. Each group's wrestlers face off in round-robin singles matches. Wins are worth 2 points, draws 1, and losses 0. The winners of the two groups face each other at the Japan Dome to determine the tournament champion.
And that's a big deal?
Yes. I've competed there a handful of times earlier in my career, but only in opening matches. The final of the Apex tournament will be the main event at the Dome. So yeah, I'd say that's a big deal.
Alright. So this will probably be the last match. I'll have to come back and finish up later because I gotta take care of some things. So hopefully it'll let me and I won't have to go straight through. As long as he don't reverse this, this is it! Alright, let's take a look here. tied up. Final Finn Balor. All chosen one leads group. Hey, I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, guys. So it looks like when I come back, we're going to be facing off with Finn Balor. Those of you who have tuned in, thank you. Those of you who will be watching this on YouTube, thank you. If you like what you see, please subscribe, share it. You know, get me some more subscribers out there. I will try to do more of reviewing the wrestling with Raw and SmackDown, and if I'm able to, I will even do AEW and my thoughts. So that's it for today. Thank you, and have a good